All right, we had a fun little video yesterday that came out, very spicy, as some would call it, and naturally, the NPCs were very upset. And I want to address, just for fun, actually, because most of this stuff I find insanely funny or amusing in some way. So, what I want to do is go through a handful of Discord messages and stuff and address each one by one because some of them are pretty funny. Uh, I don't know if you can see this that well, but here we go. The first one we're going to dive into is so anyway, for more context, I did a video yesterday on the sad, pathetic state of the PlanetSide 2 uh, Reddit moderation. Basically, what's happened to the Reddit. If you want to hear what's happened to the Reddit or the status of what's going on with moderation and shutting down any kind of like non-feel good speak type stuff, just kind of some weird shit going on over there. So I talked about it yesterday. I also talked about it in a video maybe a month ago. But yeah, my whole point was I don't really see what was the point of bringing the subreddit back from being closed if you're just going to shut down any of the relevant conversation that needs to happen, because these people they don't seem to want to understand that in order to learn from the past, we need to talk about the past, and we need to talk about the things that happened that got us to this point. But unfortunately, I mean, it never should have happened this way, but the moderators that used to be here got replaced by a bunch of people who basically signed up to be volunteers from this community. And of course, the absolute worst possible people were put in charge of it. And I don't necessarily blame them for trying to clean up a little bit. But at some point, the way they're going about doing it is entirely stupid. We're deleting posts for supposedly farming karma in a dead subreddit where nobody cares about karma. It doesn't fucking, none of this shit matters to anyone actually in the real world. This is just something that terminally online shitters, which is all who got the mod spots, sit, and this is all they think about all day is how much karma people are supposedly farming on their dead subreddit. I don't know. It's beyond me. I don't understand it. Apparently, that's something that's extremely important to people that have very low self-esteem or something, or it makes them feel really good when their stupid take on the game gets some shitter comes in and presses the up arrow on it, and it really hurts their feelings when someone comes in and presses the down arrow. Very bad. Down bad, up good. But anyway, I was laughing. There was like a live reaction, so I released a video. The video did fucking insanely well for me. It did 1 out of 10 in the period or whatever. Shit ton of comments and engagement. And there were only really like one retard in the comments. And then the funny part about most of this, what you're going to see, is most of these people are too pathetic and scared. They would never ever make a comment on the actual video because then they'd get embarrassed, which some of them I'm actually about to embarrass right here on the screen. But since they're such cowards and they won't even try to engage, and a lot of this shit you'll see here, well, I'll get into it more later. They don't want to engage at all with it, but they just want to call you a name and say their piece. But I've got some of my friends are in that Discord, which I don't know why you would be in that Discord with. There's so many. The PS2 Discord is just full of NPC shitters. That's what the Discord is full of. Oh, anyway, we'll go on. But this is all from the PS2 Discord. So the first one, I think this stupid shitter, obviously he's a degenerate subhuman. He has an anime profile picture with a Rel bandana on it. I know this guy's a mod guy. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to be a bigot and assume his identity or his gender. But holy shit, Lex has gone full unhinged PlanetSide 2 conspiracy theorist. Now, if you're going off the video yesterday, I'm not sure what conspiracy am I pushing in that video? Because if anything, what I talk about is an overt application of moderation on a forum that is pretty out there and open. Now, since most of these people are fucking retarded shitters and don't understand the meaning of words, they see a word in pop culture or the vernacular going around, and then they just latch onto it and they use it all the time. And they don't know what it means. So let's look at, there's some kind of conspiracy. So the video I did yesterday is talking about overt moderation of the Reddit. And I never make any assumption that there's, well, why would I need to make an assumption that there's a conspiracy going on behind? Well, let's take a look at the definition of conspiracy. A secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. So there's a secret plan. I think there's a secret plan going on. I don't think there's a secret plan going on. It's literally written right out in the open, and they make posts about it. So you don't know what the word conspiracy even means. When people are doing the shit right out in the open, it ceases to be a conspiracy. Now let's take an example of an actual conspiracy. Let's say the JFK assassination conspiracy. I don't know if Willow, you know anything about that, because people like you don't tend to know anything about history or anything like that, because you're fucking retarded and stupid. But in this case, the reason the JFK assassination plot is considered a conspiracy is because it's supposedly a secret plan by a group of people to do something unlawful or harmful, which that's what happens. John F. Kennedy got assassinated in Dallas, Texas. And the conspiracy part comes from, there's a lot of people out there think that there was a huge behind-the-scenes secret plan between the CIA, the mafia, Lyndon Johnson, fucking all these different things come together to have JFK killed, because he wanted to pull out of Vietnam, among other things, civil rights movement, all that kind of stuff. So that's what a conspiracy is, right? So when a group of moderators comes out and publicly posts that we're going to just delete your posts and you're not allowed to talk about this, and here are these two sections of rules, which are super vague and totally up to our discretion on how to judge them, which make no sense half the time anyway. That's not a conspiracy. That's just what they're doing. And that's what I commented on yesterday. So yeah, you're retarded and fucking stupid, but what would you expect from a moderator on the Planet Side 2 Discord? Anyway, next up we have some weird, probably some weird guy with a fucking female anime picture. Sterling, I mean, I was willing to listen until the whole communist in Portland thing. I mean, no, you weren't willing to listen. If that's as far as you made it, you didn't care anyway. And if the first thing that turns you off is communist in Portland thing, then we're probably not going to get along. Because people like me, just to be very clear, guys, I'm not a right-winger, okay? I am very close to the center and center left. I'm right in there. But the Overton window has shifted so much in the last, like maybe even 9 years, that someone as centrist as me or slightly left-leaning almost looks right-wing because of how fucking insane and retarded most of these people are going. You guys are going so far to the left that it makes classical liberals like me look like I'm on the right. And I've spoke about this before, but it's almost impossible to occupy the same space. And I know a lot of people around my age are having a very hard time justifying staying. We're seeing what's happening on the left with these fucking insane fucking people. And we're going to get to some of that here in a minute. And it's just untenable because these people don't know what liberal values are, because we get to a point where if you're all the way on the authoritative left end, authoritative on the right and authoritative on the left are exactly the same thing. They're just doing two different on two different ends of the spectrum. So, yeah. If you have a problem with me calling Roy Awesome a communist in Portland, it's a tongue-in-cheek thing. I mean, I think most people, I've had friends that live in Portland. Portland's probably a cool place to live. I don't think I would ever live there. But the communist in Portland thing is a tongue-in-cheek thing for a guy who's obsessed with solely going back in people's Reddit post history looking for transphobic posts from, 2015 or 2016. That's fucking, get a life. Get a life. And Sterling, if you're willing to listen until that part, I mean, you're probably not very smart anyway, and you weren't really going to get the message, or you weren't going to listen anyway. So, yeah, whatever. Anyway, this one's super funny for me. Gru, Lex being a chud is the least surprising thing of all time. He has he has good PS2 takes on occasion, though. Credit is where credit is due. Wow, great. Thanks for the thing. And then, of course, we got to go on. The dude is like the definition of toxic player, though. I love telling this short story, but I got him to rage so hard during a Farmers League match, he left mid-match to bitch about me in the Twitch chat. Which is weird because, first of all, Gru, the match you're talking about, I went back and looked, right? Because I wasn't even sure if you played in this match, because I don't remember playing against you. Because you were a fucking terrible player and you're a shitter and your team was dog shit, but we'll get to that in a second. I was like, man, well, that was 8 years ago. So the match we played was 8 years ago, and I'm trying to think, I don't remember ever leaving in the middle of a match. And then I thought, well, that never happened, so he must be talking about the halftime intermission. So we have a halftime intermission. In the matches we used to play in 6v6, I forget even how fucking long. I think we played 2 15-minute halves, and there was an intermission in between. And this particular match was extremely fucking annoying. And I'll tell you why. My team, AC, we had 3 subs playing with us that day. And they were absolute fucking, had no idea what to. Iron Chief had played with us in the previous season, but Somni was just a fucking idiot who played on live. He was playing Bolter, and he was getting out of position and fucked over, and he was not helping us at all. And then Vonik was there as a sub, and Vonik was supposed to be... Vonik just completely fell off, like, in terms of playing the game. And Vonik was just, like, doing his own thing. And it was basically, I think, me, Chief, and Latro, maybe Kylan was there? I don't remember. I've got the fucking scoreboard. Anyway, me, Kylan, and Chief, and sort of Latro, because Latro wasn't really a mainstay on the team yet. Everybody that does remember this remembers Latro from Season 2, but Latro wasn't really a mainstay on the roster for a while. Vonik was supposed to have that spot, but Vonik, just for whatever reason, he stopped playing the game, really, and he moved on. He's probably still playing Skyrim to this day. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while. But anyway, I was thinking, well, I know I didn't leave a match. And what I probably did is I probably went into the stream chat and called you a shitter and made fun of you, Gru, because the entire match, you ran a jackhammer and a cyclone. It was, their team was NC and we were VS and we were on Wocook Ecological, I think. But yeah, you're so awful that you had to run a cyclone and a jackhammer the entire time. And I'm pretty sure you opened with a jackhammer because you were so fucking god awful you couldn't win a gunfight, even against an AC team with 3 subs. So anyway, yeah, I didn't leave the match. I went into the chat during halftime and probably called you a shitter, which you are, and we'll just determine that here. So anyway, this was the final scoreboard of the game that we played, Gru. I don't know if you remember it or not, but here's my team, and here's your team, and here's my team shit-stomping the fuck out of your team, because you guys are terrible. Let's see, I dropped 30 kills, Latro drops 37, Chief with 27, Somni, sub 17. Even Vonik dropped fucking 30 kills. Let's take a look at your shitty-ass team. Oh, let's see, Rainfear, dog shit, Blues. Blues actually had a good game. Blues did really well. I think Blues was probably your guys' best player. All meta, dog shit. Chrono, minus 56 net score, insane, 40, minus 27. There's Gru, minus 22, 19 and 31. That's crazy. How do you go almost double negative only using the Cyclone and the Jackhammer in Wocook Ecological in this building here? That's weird. It's almost like you're fucking dog shit. Anyway, I love when shitters like this guy bring up stuff from... And by the way, this guy's still so fucking butthurt that yesterday, August 24th, 2023, he's bringing up how I fucking touched and hurt his butthole in 2015. That's when this match took place. So this guy is 8 years fucking pissed. I don't know, man. I tell people this all the time, that there are people that are irreconcilably fucking ass hurt by me, And this is another perfect example. So I'm glad that you came out of the woodwork, Gru, to tell your little fucking stupid short story that no one cares about, that isn't even true in the first place. I like to give a little context to that. So yeah, you're dog shit and went almost double negative against half a team of AC with subs. So you're trash, and you're still trash to this day. Oh, let's check the standings for that season too. So this was the end of the season. This is Gru's team, Solex. They went 1-4 for the split. So every team played every other team once, and then you go into some fucking protracted playoff thing. And their team only won 1 game. And that was against Band, who won 0 games. And the only reason Band joined was because there were so many people that talk shit during this era of the game, but they would never sign up. They would not sign up and get invited. If these people had wanted to join and play against these people and these players and these teams, all you had to do was ask and you'd be in. We were searching for people. We got Gab to play from Australia, and Gab did really well. We beat him, of course. But the problem with these shitters, and shitters like Gru and his little stupid outfits back then, and like the what was left of DA and the KN1 guys, is they would not be caught dead playing against any of these players. You guys want to enter into a tournament in 2015 against the AC team, Gab, the best players from Oceania at the time, Future Crew. Blop even won some games, but you can guess who Blop beat. They didn't beat anyone real. But Blop was a team. I have to give some credit to Blop, because Blop was a sort of a rivalry on our server. And I mean, I don't know why you would call it a rivalry, because they never fucking won anything, and we stomped their living shit out of them every time we played them. But kudos for them for signing up. Solex, some weird Connery rejects that got fucking shit stomped the whole tournament. Band was just a bunch of people that had absolutely no business being in the tournament, honestly, but they did us a solid so we could get a 6th team in there to make everything work right. But yeah, this team had 0 wins, of course, but they showed improvement over the season. But yeah, Gru's team, that was their only win of the season. So maybe I'm done embarrassing Gru now. Good job, man. You managed to embarrass yourself and tell everybody that you're still mad 8 years later for getting your shit stomped. So suck my cock. Anyway, next up is Albatross of Time. And if anyone plays on Emerald, you might know Albatross of Time, because he's always the absolutely dog shit sub 1 KD infill who's running around at some Zerg fight, and you just kill him for free, and he's worthless shitter. So anyway, he's in there. He's like, man, this video is pretty hilarious. He's like, such a disingenuous take. I mean, I'd love to discuss with you why it's disingenuous if you weren't such a coward and you would actually come comment on the video. But most of you guys who are going to comment in the Discord and say your piece in the Discord, your balls are too fucking tiny to come and make a comment on a video, because you'll just get shit on, and you'll have to confront me face to face in the comments there, and I'll shit on you, and everybody will get to see it. Whereas here, you can hide on your little NPC Discord and say whatever you want, and nobody can say anything back to you. So anyway, that's the take. Such a disingenuous take from Albatross of Time. Let's check out Albatross of Time. Let's see what kind of solid takes we can get for him. Oh, he's played for the game since launch. Still sub 1 KD. Good. 120 days played, and you're still dog shit at the game and die every fight you get into. That's crazy. I'm sure we can get some really good takes from you when you open your YouTube channel. All right. Next we have Toby, who comes out and says, "No way, dude! Lex is a moron. Who could have seen this coming?" Let's see. And then he goes, I'm not going to get into that, but of course he pulls the emergency handle of someone who has no fucking argument whatsoever and gets mad and calls me a bigot. Why? Because I brought up the fact that his boyfriend, his friend Varunda, got caught sending sexually explicit Discord messages to a minor. Okay, and here, I'll solve this problem for you, Toby. I'll solve this problem for you, Toby, right? So if you have a friend who gets caught sending sexually explicit messages, or having a sexually explicit conversation with minors on a Discord, you know what probably you shouldn't do? Oh, and then someone brings it up and makes light of it. You know what you probably shouldn't do is do what you did, which is be a complete and total fucking degenerate retard, and go out of your way and call me a bigot and pretend I'm confused, or blow off anything. I'm not confused about anything. You know what the take is here, Tony? Don't be friends with people who have sexually explicit conversations with children on Discord. Don't do that. Stop doing that, Toby. And if you want to be aligned with a fucking weirdo that's doing shit like that, more power to you. But I hate to tell you, you don't know me, and calling me a bigot doesn't do anything to protect your friend, and it doesn't make any points for you. Sorry. This is one of the things, the last one I'll touch on here, and then we'll move on. I don't want to make this too long. But there's a fun conversation here. One of the things I found amusing about Lex is he goes on boomer tier rants about snowflakes and stuff, but he's comically easy to piss off. Not really. I just find it annoying that so many people like you, Baba Booey, are so fucking stupid that you guys keep saying the same things. Or not necessarily you. These people in the community keep saying the same fucking stupid wrong things over and over again. Now, it takes a lot for me in general to piss me off, but there's specific things that are extremely irritating. And I've gone over some of them here. These people, they say, I like his PlanetSide takes, but I don't like him as a person. Gru, you don't know me as a person. None of you people know me as a person. Maybe the closest thing to someone knowing me as a person is maybe Brodo at some point. But other than that, none of you people online that I'm friends with, not a single one of you knows me as a person. So I'm sorry that you feel that way, and there's a lot of people that come out and say this stuff that I don't like you as a person. See, that's the thing. Unless you're like having sexually explicit conversations with minors on the internet, there's really no reason for me. I can call you a degenerate in-game, but realistically, if most of these people met me in face-to-face, and even for fuck's sakes, Rel, I've said a ton of times, me and Rel, and I've had conversations with Rel where we get along perfectly, but when it comes to certain things, I'm sorry, I'm going to call a spade, and I'm going to tell you you're fucking stupid or wrong about these things. So if you don't like that, and of course Gru is mad, 8 years fucking mad, so of course he doesn't like me as a person. I used to be pretty similar to Lex. I don't miss that version of myself. Oh my God, you're so enlightened. You're so self-righteous, man. Crazy. But anyway, that's I just wanted to go over some of these funny interactions here, and yeah. And since you guys bitch about me, being outside, I thought I would come inside and sit down at the desk and be at my computer and a real mic and not a phone mic. So there you go. That's a little bit of a housekeeping cleanup, making fun of retards video that stems off of yesterday's video. So if any of you fucking pussy-ass cowards who are all watching my video anyway, and a lot of you, like 98% of you are upvoting video. Great. Thanks for the response on the video, guys. I appreciate it. If any of you little pussy-ass NPC cowards from the Discord want to come make a comment, great. I'd love to have you. And I'd love to see you come in and talk your shit in the comments and get blown up. But you won't because you're scared. Anyway, I love you guys. See you later.